I'm Stephen Thompson.
I'm Tyler Moran.
I'm Sammy Abu-Abeid.
I'm Nick Carlesana.
So NBA season is just around the corner. Training camp just started yesterday. And so I chose to write about how Kevin Durant is not ruining the NBA, like a lot of fans seem to think. A lot of people have said that they're not watching the NBA this year because the Golden State Warriors win a championship every year. It's just wash, rinse, and repeat with Golden State every year. They added more talent to an already stacked lineup, and people don't like the lack of competition that they see. I counter that by saying if you're only watching the NBA to see who's going to win the championship, you're missing about 90% of the best stuff in the NBA. You're missing young players like Jason Tatum, Ben Simmons, Donovan Mitchell grow up and really show how great they are, and you're missing the next generation of stars grow up and actually compete with the Warriors. The Warriors went to 7 games in the Western Conference Finals. They're being competed with. They weren't in the finals because they were a much better team than the Cavaliers, but the NBA is a lot more than just who wins a championship. So the Warriors being good doesn't actually ruin the NBA. In fact, the numbers will tell you, ratings will tell you that a lot more people are watching it now. It actually makes it better.
This week I'm writing about how Baker Mayfield is taking over his starting job for the Cleveland Browns and how he's going to take them to the playoffs this season. He came in on the Thursday night game for Tyrod Taylor, and I just think the way he came in and played and took over the game and gave him the win, I don't know, I feel like the Steelers being kind of weak this season and really the AFC North, I mean, I don't think the Ravens or the Bengals are going to do much. I think he's going to come in and lead them to the playoff spot. So.
All right, I'm choosing to write about Le'Veon Bell and his drama saga again, and I'm going to be looking into trade offers or the trade possibilities of Le'Veon Bell, and quite frankly, I don't think there's many possibilities just because you have a player who's trying to sit out 10 games, only play 6 games to get to free agency, and then he needs to be paid at least $15 million a year. So I just want to talk about how it's more than likely that he stays with the Steelers the rest of the year and then takes it to the bank in the offseason.
So 3 weeks into the NFL season, a team that's usually one of the best in the league, the New England Patriots, aren't looking that great and sit at a 1-2 record. Sometimes they have trouble early on in the year, but this year just seems a little different. They gave up 100 yards rushing to a Lions running back, which is the first time a Lions running back has done that since 2013. They gave up almost 400 passing yards and 4 touchdowns to Blake Bortles in week 2. And it just seems like something's different this year. Their defense can't get offenses off the field. They're doing all right on 1st and 2nd downs, but on 3rd downs, quarterbacks are just moving the chains, and the Patriots just don't look so hot to start the season when they're usually a very good professional football team.
Do you think it's because of coaching or just like teamwork?
I wouldn't say it's because of coaching, because Bill Belichick's one of the best coaches of all time, but it could be that teams are starting to figure it out. I don't know. I mean, he did just lose to one of his former co-coaches. I believe he was the defensive coordinator for the Patriots, but I don't know. I think their defense just has a couple weak points. They were missing 2 of their best players, Eric Graham and Patrick Chung, to injury in week 3, but it just seems like they don't have a solid defense. Their defensive players aren't as great as they usually are.
Well, it's also worth noting they're missing their top pass rusher too. So they had deficiencies on the defensive front and in the secondary.
Mm-hmm.
The secondary is weak, even at full strength, but still, it's worth noting that
Yeah.
this Patriots team is not very deep, and I think that's a big difference from teams in the past, teams that have won Super Bowls.
And as the season goes on, injuries can start to pile up, so that could affect them even more as the year goes by.